Hey everybody, this is my Mila Kunis inspired prom look. This is the first in a series of videos that I'm planning on my channel, which are going to be prom looks inspired by celebrity looks or looks that I've seen in movies recently. This particular video does feature a few higher end products, but don't worry about it if they are out of your price range. They're easily duped products, and a few of my videos later on in the series will be drugstore exclusive looks, so I totally understand. When I was in high school, there was no freaking way I was going out to the Chanel counter and being like, yo, give me that, ring me up, $50, thank you very much. Now this particular look is something that I've seen Mila Kunis wear a lot on the runway, and that is a really golden eye, the bronze cheeks, very contoured, and then a slightly nude lip, but it has a pink tone to it, so a slight departure from your super beigey nude. At the end of the video, I will be giving you great options for fragrances and nail polish to pair with this look. In my mind, this is definitely the prom look for someone who appreciates a lot of glam, wants that shimmer on the eyes, if you know what I'm saying. And I will get right into the tutorial, and thank you so much for watching. Bye! Now the absolute most important thing to do while you're getting ready for prom is make sure that you make a stupid ass face before you get started. And pin your hair back. I'm starting out by using Estee Lauder's Resilience Lift Moisturizer. This does contain SPF, and that's because I'm not actually going to prom after this, but you bitches are, so make sure that you use a moisturizer with no SPF or you will have horrible flashback in your photos. Now I'm going in with Estee Lauder's Illuminating Perfecting Primer. I use a pea-sized amount of this and dot it all over my face, then rub it in. What this essentially does is it creates this gorgeous radiance that will glow through your foundation and will definitely appear to be beautiful and vibrant in photos. It'll make you look gorgeous for any men or any ladies that you're trying to impress that evening. Yeah. Now I'm going back in with my moisturizer and mixing this with a bit of my Laura Mercier Silk Cream Foundation in the shade Beige Ivory. What I do with this is I tend to adjust the ratios of moisturizer to foundation according to how my skin is looking on that day. So obviously use more moisturizer and less foundation if you want sheer coverage, and vice versa. I blend this out with the 187 Stippling Brush from MAC. If you want a more full-on coverage, you can go ahead and use the foundation by itself. Make sure you bring it down your neck as well so you have even coverage. And now I'm using a chapstick by Bigelow. This is their Mentha Lip Balm, and it's so yummy and minty. Now I'm using my MAC concealer. This is the Studio Fix Concealer in NW20. Dotting this on my dark circles and any spots that I have. But obviously you can really use whatever concealer you like. This is not a particular recommendation of mine. Now I go in with my 187 brush again and just buff that into the skin. Now I'm using Rimmel's Stay Matte powder in the shade 005 and a Kabuki brush from Essential Beauty. I like to focus this on my T-zone, but because it is a night when there's going to be a lot of dancing, you're going to want to bring that pretty much all over your face. Make sure there's no oil. Now I'm using the Color Tattoo in Barely Branded from Maybelline, and this is such a gorgeous shimmery champagne shade. And I'm using a flat shader brush from Ecotools and my Naked Palette Sin shade. And I'm going to apply this primarily to the inner 2/3 of my eye just to create that gorgeous glow that you're going to see that's going to really highlight your eyes. Now I'm going into my Z palette and using the shade Woodwinked from MAC, which is a very multidimensional and interesting shadow. I'm focusing on the outer 2/3 of my eye with this and really getting into the outer V and the crease with the shade. Now I'm going in with Buck from the Naked Palette once again and a slightly more dense, smaller eyeshadow brush for this, and really working that into the crease and the outer corner, slightly on the outside of that Woodwinked shade, but also layering on top to create a multi-dimensional look. Now I'm going in with a shader brush, anything that you can really blend with, and I'm working in circular motions to blend this into the skin and to make sure that all of those colors transition seamlessly from one another to another. Now I'm using Stila Convertible Color in Onyx and tightlining with this, but you can use any black eyeliner that you like. I'm also putting that into the upper lash line and using the smudging side of this particular product to smudge that out to create a smoky look along the lash line. Now I'm using Carbon from MAC and a slanted eyeliner brush, layering this on top of the eyeliner just to create a really interesting smoky look. Now I'm going in with a thicker slanted, I think is intended for eyeliner, but it's a slanted brush, and using a mixture of charcoal brown and Espresso from MAC to do my brows. I focus the majority of the product on the outer part of my eye and use whatever's remaining for the inner. Now I'm using the white eyeshadow on the inside of my Onyx Convertible Color from Stila, but you can use any white eyeshadow you like to highlight. Do a stupid dance, and curl your eyelashes. Now I'm using L'Oreal's Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara, and layering this only onto the top eyelashes for now. Now I'm using the 301 Ardell lashes and some Duo lash glue. This will create a gorgeous cat eye that will really suit this Mila Kunis type look. Make sure that you look pretty, pretty, pretty. Now I'm using the Soleil Tan de Chanel, and there will be dupes for all the more expensive products in the down bar. But I like to focus this on the tops of my cheeks and on the nose, and it will give you just that gorgeous glow. It will really highlight that a lot more. Now I'm using a Real Technique stippling brush and making sure that this is all blended into the skin. This is a no-name little brush, but I'm using NARS Laguna brush with it. Laguna bronzer with this just to contour in the hollows of my cheeks, and I'm going to be applying this all over the forehead and down the neck just to give me an all-over warm glow. I'm using the word glow way too many times in this, but you get the idea. It's radiant as shit. I was going to say something worse. Now I'm using Gingerly Blush from MAC and a Real Techniques blush brush and Lancome art liner, making sure that I get any glue that is still colored on there. It's probably had a chance to dry by now, but just lining the top lash line. Now this is Eye Bright from Benefit, and I'm applying this to the waterline and the inner corners of the eye. It'll really make you look awake and gorgeous. For this, if you want something a little bit darker, if you have bigger eyes than me, I recommend a black eyeliner, but my eyes are small, so I still get that Mila Kunis effect with something lighter. Now I'm using Estee Lauder's Pink Parfait lipstick. This is a really, really pink, beautiful, slightly shimmery color that is very similar to a nude. I'm going to say this about 100 times in the video, but similar to a nude, but it has a little bit more to it than that. And just kind of massaging this in with my fingers. Checking myself out. So that is the finished Mila Kunis inspired prom look. I've got the gold eye here, and then the lips are perfect because if you're someone who finds that nude lips do not look good on them, and I don't know, on YouTube everyone's like, oh my god, everyone can wear nude. False. Lies. I've tried like every nude lipstick that there is, every nude lipstick that's popular on YouTube, and they don't flatter me. So if you want something a lot more subdued than a red or something like that, this is the perfect alternative. I'm going to show you two things to pair this look with. I have here the Sinful Colors shade in Easygoing. I think that this is a really good nail polish to pair with this look because it's got the neutral going on. But then, bam, you got the glamour, which is Traffic Stopper Copper by Sephora by OPI. You can put this on an accent nail, you can put it on all your nails, you can put it on your freaking toes, layered up 800 times. Do you, girl, do you. Now, something that I am also doing for this series is I'm showing you a fragrance to pair with each look. And for this, I've chosen Toca Cleopatra. This is something that I could definitely see Mila Kunis wearing, and it's perfect for prom if you want to get a little rollerball size and kind of use it just for that occasion. So anytime you smell that fragrance, you're going to be like, oh my god, prom, take me back. The beautiful thing about this fragrance is it has notes of grapefruit, so you have that citrusy in there, but there's also something a little bit more musky to it, a little bit more sour. So it's perfect for nighttime. It's a little bit more interesting. So I would say if you want something that very few other people are going to be wearing for prom, go with Toca Cleopatra. And so that is the final Mila Kunis look, and I'm jealous of you going to prom. I want to go to prom. Hells yeah, it was awesome when I went to prom. I went stag, but you know, Well, maybe you're a little bit cooler than me. Maybe you have a date. And if not, rock that shit, girl. Rock that shit. And have a badass baller time at your prom. I will see you in my next tutorial. Please check out my other celebrity-inspired prom looks. And thank you for watching so much. Please subscribe. Booyah. Bye-bye.